Euphigenia Doubtfire, dear. I specialize in the education and entertainment of 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 entertainment. Candy and the sun. Could you make me a woman? Showtime. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run daggers for you, daggers for you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run go pop 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 some neurons. I know you're used to Lucy, din such a shunt, it tastes good, such a shunt. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Surprise! Hip hop, bebop, dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop doesn't mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop, bop bop bop, dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Just a little bit of nicotine. The sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. A little bit of nicotine doesn't mean that they don't love you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run daggers for you. When I'm in charge, daggers for you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Go pop 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 some neurons. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Such a shunt, such a shunt. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop doesn't mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop, bop bop bop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Bum 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 bum. Just a little bit of nicotine. The sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. A little bit of nicotine. Din doesn't mean that they don't love you. When I'm in charge, don't fuss with me. It tastes good, din. It tastes good, bum 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 bum. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Such a shunt, such a shunt. I'm in charge. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Yeah. Hip hop, bebop, dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop, mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop, bop bop bop, dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop, candy in the sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Din. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. A little bit of nicotine doesn't mean that they don't love you. Well, that's all for today. Bye bye.
And hello everyone, my name is Dara and welcome to another Darachat. I am here with the awesome Frenchy, which is weird saying to a UK person, but you know.
Yeah.
Frenchy! Alright mate, what the hell?
How you doing, mate? What's up, geezer?
Good. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's nice that I can see your computer in the background. It's sort of like when I'm watching you, I'm watching it, and it's sort of like you're no longer the main person anymore. It's your computer now. And just like, so just get out of the way.
I actually did that on purpose because on my last setup, it wasn't actually in the scene as much, and I thought I spent that much money on the PC. I wanted to be like a part of the feature, you know. So
Yeah.
when I was revamping the stream room a couple of days ago, well, last weekend, so I thought, you know what, I need to make a way so I can actually have it on view.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's my little baby. I've been working on this PC. I've had it. It's the same piece. I've had this PC for the past 7 years, basically. I've changed the motherboard 6 times. I've changed the case 4 times. I've constantly just like added and upgraded to it, and it's the same core PC. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've spent way too much money on it. I'm not going to admit how much I've actually spent on it. But the current iteration is probably about $8,000 worth of kit in there.
Look, I have never spent that amount. I've tried to go bare minimum, but it's like, see, the big components are the graphics card, the the graphics card, the OS,
CPU.
and CPU, obviously. Everything else is usually not that expensive unless you're going for like higher end stuff, like you want to go boss, edit videos, do all this stuff. Not my cup of tea. But yeah, I like the highest I think I have. I showed someone, was it a few days ago, whatever. But I have like a Ryzen 7 2700X. And then I have a Radeon. What was it? Radeon XFX 580 series graphics cards. I have a what was it? It's the MSI? I think it was like MSI 450M Bazooka. So I probably spent close to $1,000, just not all together but separately, because I've bought almost everything through Amazon because they have better deals.
People have that misconception that PCs are actually expensive. Then they're really not. You can actually build a gaming PC that will run Fortnite, Call of Duty, and you can stream on it at the same time for $1,200. It's the problem is nowadays people just go and buy something from a PC company rather than learn how to build it yourself. I've been building PCs for probably 20 years now. I've probably been building PCs. So because I know how to build a PC, it's a lot cheaper, But it's, especially when you start putting water cooling on a PC, it's like it gets freaky as fuck. Like I've got a 4090 in there, which is $2,500 at dollars, and it's like when you're taking it apart, you void the warranty. So when you're taking the top off it and the fans, and you're holding this graphics card, your asshole is going like this because you're like, if I drop this is $2,000, and I'm putting water into this. Anyway. Yeah, I've always been into my PCs, and it's kind of why I've always wanted to get into the streaming years ago, and then 4.5 years ago I took the plunge because I know my PCs, and I was building a PC, and someone said you could do a dual setup and you can stream, and I'm thinking that sounds like a challenge, and I did it, and that's how I got into streaming. Like
nice. Yeah,
4.5 years ago.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I started streaming like August of last year, so it's not very long. But for building my PC, right, there was a PC place no longer there anymore, and the people there kind of helped me. So there's 2 branches, right? There's 2 branches you go with, right? It's either Intel or AMD. Those are the only 2 CPU brands out there right now, and so everyone would usually go with Intel. Intel this, Intel that, doesn't matter. And I was like, well, what about this AMD side? So I'm on the AMD track of all that stuff, and I've been staying on that track ever since.
So the way to picture it is, if it's just like one task, gaming or editing, go Intel all the way for one single task. But if you're streaming, gaming, editing, doing multiple things at the same time, AMD handles multifunction better than Intel does. It's that little variance. I mean, the thing is nowadays these CPUs are so powerful compared to my first computer, which was like back in 1994. Like it was like I used to run MS DOS 3.1. The first game on it was like Duke Nukem in like black and whites. That's how old I am. It was like. And now I'm seeing these games which can handle Fortnite, like 250 frames per second plus. It's ridiculous, like compared to where we were 20 years ago. But but anyway, going back to where I've moved the PC because I've recently just changed the setup because my last setup was taking up the whole of the room. But I need to make some space in the house. It's a massive house. Yeah, but I just needed a bit of space. So like I woke up on a Saturday morning. I'm going to dismantle my whole stream room and I'm just going to rebuild it. Like, and my missus looked at me. She was like, okay, whatever. Like, because I do this sometimes. I just randomly like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this today. I'm gonna go and build something. I'm gonna go and do it. And he's like, sure, what? She's got to the point where she just knows not to even question it. She's just like, yeah, whatever, do it, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the ones, I think there's one I saw where the casing allows you, there was, those like you said, there's pre-built ones that people usually buy because they don't have the know-how, right? So it's like, that's more. That's so much more. But there were some pre-builts that had like an LCD on the side of it, and I thought that was pretty interesting, right?
This case here,
Really?
this is the height Y60. Now
Uh-huh.
you can buy an LCD which replaces this little bit of glass here,
Right.
and I've always thought that would be pretty cool. But the thing is, though, with the PC behind me, what's the point? Because I can't see it. So what's the point of having a screen that I can't see?
Well, true, but while you're facing this way, it can advertise your stuff, right?
Yeah. So what I tend to use for that normally is the laptop here.
Mm.
Like I tend to have the laptop playing like records and not records, like videos of like sponsor stuff in a loop. And also because I've realized I can actually see the reflection of the screen on here on the glass. So if I'm start looking at fucking Pornhub whilst I'm on stream, like people are gonna see fucking an ass on the glass. Frenchy's gonna get himself a cheeky little 2-week ban or something from I'm sure Rumble would take quite a strong stance on porn being shown on stream. Like, if it was Twitch, I'd be a life ban. Kick. If it was Kick, I'll probably get into the KCIP and get promoted and given $10,000 from Hayden Rock.
Yeah.
You know, like, but yeah. So I've got to be careful what I actually have on the screen. So I thought, you know what, if I'm still working on a new version because obviously I've got some new sponsors happening and some new partnerships happening. But
nice.
No, I'm gonna get the video updated and have it playing on the loop on the side, and that way, obviously on the stream here you can't see the whole camera, but you can see on you see the laptop, and it just plays, just displays all the sponsors and stuff, and it's just extra advertising space.
Nice. Yeah, because my case is the because you said you had the height case. I have a thermal take, but it's not like a regular, it's a square one. And I was like, that's pretty awesome, because usually they're just a standard tower and all that stuff, and it's like I saw the square one.
I used to have a thermal take case, right?
Nice.
It was the Level HT20. It was bigger than your mini fridge behind you. It's like this massive thing, and I had it again. But what I had in that one, I had 2 PCs in one case. So I had my streaming PC and my gaming PC on one. There's like a panel down the middle, and I had a water-cooled gaming PC and a water-cooled streaming PC either side of it.
See, now that would be interesting if you could buy a big enough case that could maybe fit 2 or 3 different motherboards. My only issue is that they probably have to be all the same, either all the same Intel or all the same AMD because of the... Really?
No.
Really?
It's basically you're running 2 separate PCs. And you're just mounting them into like one case. So it would just be 2 PCs. So you could you'd have to look at it. It's a huge piece of metal. It weighed about like, what's it in kg? It's probably about 40-50 kilos. So it weighed about 100 pounds.
What was it called again?
Level HT20 or HT level 20, whatever. Something I can't remember what it was. HT20, yeah.
Is it hard H like H or what?
HT H.
Oh,
HT.
Oh, HT 20, right? Oh, here it is. Trying to. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I don't need a welcome. Hold on, I got them. Yeah. Continuously, I got it.
So that case there, that was a massive case. That's when I first got into that's it.
Jeez, how? It says it comes with 4mm thick tempered glass windows, which is pretty cool, and then pre-installed 4 140. But I don't. We're Americans, so we don't do metric. So, but holy crap, that's
14 mil. That's about 6 inches.
Oh, okay. Wow. and it has, holy crap, I gotta look see how much this is because I'm not gonna play that. Not gonna play that. Not gonna play that. But yeah, that's pretty awesome because if it's it can come in snow too. Oh
Yeah,
baby.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah.
that.
It's a beast of a PC case. And because
Holy crap.
see that person there is running 2 graphics cards on SLI.
Yeah, they're doing a video, so it's kind of hard to see. So okay, so it looks like it has two water coolers.
So you've got on there, they've got 2 graphics cards. So they're probably running an SLI bridge in this case because I can only see one motherboard.
Oh, I see. Those are the two you're talking about right over here, right? These
2
two.
graphics cards. So they've got a loop, the blue loop for the graphics cards, and the white loop for the CPU.
Jeez, ow.
Yeah. It's a massive case, and you can mount a motherboard either side of that mount, and you could have 2 PCs one either side.
This is like personal supercomputer type of thing right here, where you can build your own, supercomputer. Because this would be, I mean, for me, from my perspective, I don't have a lot of money to do this, but to do something like this, holy crap! I mean, I don't know if it'd work with the AMD. It may
It
be.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a universal
Easy
PCB
game.
mount. Yeah, Sand King. It would house a 4090. Trust me.
But no, I look at this. I look at this and I see something different, right? Because everyone sees a computer. They see the regular computer tower standing up. I've seen an open case computer tower where it's just like a glass pane and it's just like open on the sides. But this one is just like this one again. This one feels to me like a personal supercomputer where somebody with enough money could make their own supercomputer, and like you said, you have 2 different motherboards and all this other stuff, and that's just fantastic.
I mean, that's the thing, right? With PCs, you can start as low as you want. For like talking about streaming, for streaming, you don't need a massive PC for streaming. You need a very basic thing that can handle 8 gig of RAM. Something really really small. That's all you really need because all the graphics are done by the CPU. So like an i5 or something basic or an AMD Ryzen 3 or Ryzen 5 is more than sufficient for just streaming, But that's the thing with PCs. You can go all the way from that all the way up to an insane monster PC which runs like 4090 or 4900K, 128 gigs of RAM, which will basically process a video on After Effects in 30 seconds, for example. You can get like a whole ton of array of PCs, and that's what more attracts. This is why I think, and this is where one might ruffle a few feathers. I think PC is superior for gaming than console.
No, I agree because it's the modulation. Yeah. Because you can get modular with it.
It's technically pay to win because you can buy frames. You can't buy skill, but you can buy frames. And no offense, if I have 240 frames and you're on 60, I'm gonna see you first.
He's there.
It's genuine, but then I'm on Starlink internet, so my 600 ping is gonna fuck me in the ass compared to. So that guy's on console is gonna kill me and be like, oh, console is better than PC. No, my ping is just fucking shit because Starlink like that, So you put us on the same internet, same network. Yeah, PC will be superior in terms of performance. But I get why people do console gaming, but the console gaming isn't for me, I think it's more, like casual, just a bit of fun and stuff. You have to really invest into like this sort of stuff. And stuff.
Yeah.
But look at streaming, right? How much have you spent on your streaming setup? How much money is that? Like, it's probably a lot of money,
See, okay, so the microphone was 30-ish. The ring light, I haven't used that very much, is like, I think it was like 20-ish something. My camera here, I bought off, again, majority of this stuff was bought off Amazon because you can get better deals and stuff. That, I believe, was 20. My headphones, I got because there's a content creator on YouTube I follow named Hollow, and the company kind of did a deal with him, so I used his promo code. So this was probably close to 60-ish. And what else? And that's pretty much it. So I'm probably saying less than $200 altogether. Less than $200.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you can start with a small budget and you go all the way up. Now, and that's the beauty of like PCs, because you can start small and go all the way up. You know, like I kind of invested a lot of money into the streaming because for me it's a hobby. I would never ever, you know, consider leaving my job to stream full time. Fair play to the people who do it. Like, it's a massive commitment and it's a massive gamble, you know, because like you can have like, when I started streaming back in 2019, it was the year before COVID, I started streaming. You know, I was doing okay on Twitch. I was about halfway to the partner requirements, about 35, 40 CCV on my streams and stuff. I was getting decent subs, decent donations and stuff. You know, I was playing competitive Fortnite at the time, so I was getting some money from tournaments, not massive, but you know, $20-$30 a day. It's all free money, you know. And yeah, I could have generally survived off what I was doing. But that's the whole word, survived, not lived. Surviving and living is two different things. A homeless person is surviving, you know, they're not living, they're surviving. And that's the difference. And you have to genuinely have more than just, you have to have reached a level to go full time. You can't just pull the plug and say, I'm going full time without having a solid, regular. But then all it takes is for you to say the wrong word once. Like, I'm not going to say the particular topics on your stream, because I'm not going to like try and, you know, I know this is Rumble, freedom of speech and everything, but some things, you know, shouldn't be said. And all it takes is for you to say the wrong word once. Like if you're white and you drop the N word once. Now, let's face it. You know, we've all been singing along to a rap song, and now and again it slipped out. You know, it happens. Like it doesn't excuse it, but it happens. But you slip up on stream once, you're cancelled. Cancel culture will wipe you off internet, and that is your whole source of revenue gone.
Well, that's why you also diversify, which many don't. Many do, many don't do. I mean, I've said Negro. That's not really a bad word to say to begin with, but it's when you get farther on, it's just like, whatever. You can say all you want in the Rumble chat. I don't care. But at the end of the day, it's sort of just like, I can say that word because, again, at the end of the day, these are just words, and we're all going to be dead at the end of it. So why? It's the intent, really. It's more the intent rather than just saying the word. Now, obviously, you're right, because some people do kind of sing a rap song. They say sort of like the hood version, and then they say the hard R version. So there's two versions. But I can say something like Negro, and it's not gonna whatever. I don't really care, because the point of the matter is that if we're going to be afraid of saying words that have lost their connotation and get used by the people who use them for a friendly manner or whatever, then at the end of the day, then any word said could be considered what is it, some sensitive whatever. It's all hysteria, madness at a point.
The problem is with cancel culture, you could say the wrong word and you're cancelled. And as a streamer, like I'd like to think, as much as I have my values, my morals, and I have some which are probably quite conservative values and morals, my personal ones, I am very, very liberal when it comes to other people. My theory is, do what the fuck you want, as long as it doesn't affect me. You know, end up. You know, so, but I get why people, you know, get offended on behalf of other people and then try and cancel you. And I hate cancel culture. You know, people should be called out when they do something wrong, but cancel culture is just ridiculous. You know, and as a content creator, all it takes to say the wrong word once and you get cancelled, and you've lost your job. You know, so this is why for me, content creation has never been an option. It's never been an option for full time, because I know full well that I'm quite, you know, quite tame when it comes to what I say on the internet. Like, I swear a lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Apart from that, I just keep it to the gaming and the streaming. You know, you'll rarely see me on Twitter getting into conversations about anything political, religious, war stuff, what's going on at the moment, I just stay out of it because do you know what? It's not on my doorstep, not my fucking country, not my fucking problem. You know,
Right.
like deal with it
Well,
yourself over there, like you know.
mhm.
And it affects my family. My brother-in-law, he's in the British Armed Forces,
Okay.
and he's over in Eastern Europe at the moment. You know, on the NATO borders. So you know, it affects me. But you know what? I'm not going to go and start speaking about it because it's not my problem. I just want to play video games and build a community.
Yeah, I think there's a point though where, like you said, when it hits your doorstep that you're gonna react, um, what was it? There was a point I was gonna get to, but yeah, but for you, I mean, even so, the taxes alone must be killer in the UK because all the stuff that goes on over there. I've talked to someone like Tom B and Jack Tarlad. Those are guys from the UK, and Smooth's from Germany, so I won't I won't come too much, but I've talked to a bunch of you guys, and it seems like, and of course, we see the news, right? You see our news, we see your news. There's this sort of misplacement of what's really going on there because going through the news isn't exactly the sort of thing you want to. You want to be on the ground floor talking to the people, and this is one way of doing it, right? Unless the UK just shuts down your internet, then you're kind of screwed. But
Well,
oh well, you have Starlink, so there's a way around that. But still, they can come.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. If you rely on the biased broadcasting corporation, the BBC, like nobody here calls it the British broadcasting. It's the biased broadcasting corporation.
Well, you already know we have people over in America already have a form of BBC, but it's not that.
It's BBC World, isn't it, or something? And it's like if you watch that for your news, you're fucking dumb as fuck. That's not
what I meant. That's not what I meant. There's a different form of BBC over here. We just there's a lot of missing connotations when you have the American UK thing because there's a lot of.
I was just purposely staying away from talking about big black cocks, Like,
I apologize, but I just thought it was funny.
Talking about black cock, What was that film with was it in Bruges where they kicked a midget, but they were talking about no, it was in Ted when he says you're only ever or on the internet, you're always 3 clicks away from a big black cock or something. Was it Ted? Was Ted. He says, "Oh my God, Johnny, you're only 3 clicks away from a big black cock."
I'll be honest, I never saw the Ted movies, but I do know they made a series out of it. The TV.
Apparently, it's really good. It's really good, apparently, but I've not watched it. I've not watched it because I've not got Sky TV, so
I think that
I don't watch TV. I'm not gonna spend £100 a month for cable TV when I watch TV about 30 minutes a day.
Yeah. It's besides mostly what you're doing is you're streaming, you're doing your content stuff. You're more focused on that. I mean, for me as a content creator, I used to absorb other people's content, right? You're starting out, you're watching other people's content, whatever. But now it's like I barely have time to or interest to because I'm making my own stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not doing like a whole lot of, I'm not playing many hours of gaming. I'm not doing this whole 6 to 7 hour thing. It's just not my forte.
When I first started streaming, I would go mental because I was single, living on my own,
Right.
or before I was with my missus. I would finish work at 5 o'clock on a Friday. I'd go for a nap for 3 hours, wake up about 8, 9 o'clock, go and get a Five Guys or a takeaway, and then stream from about 10:30 at night all the way through till 6 in the morning on Saturday. Go to bed, sleep till 1 o'clock, have a few energy drinks, play the Saturday afternoon Fortnite cash cups and tournaments,
Right.
go to bed for a few hours, wake up and again 10 o'clock and game all the way through to about 9 o'clock Sunday, and then just sleep all day or just sit on the sofa all day. That was genuinely my life back like 4 years ago, and I was doing it constantly. Now I'm more the case that I've actually got more of a schedule for the streaming. But
Nice.
I work I call it a 9 to 5. It's more a 5 to 9. Like I start at 8 in the morning. I'm working at 7 o'clock at night still. Like running a sales team for this company in the UK. Then on
Nice.
top of that, I run my own business,
Nice.
merch, apparel. So long story short, last year I had a mental health crisis where I just had a complete mental meltdown. Like I've
Right.
always suffered with mental health. I've always had depression and stuff like that. But
Right.
I was always told just man up and get over it, you know. So I've never
Yeah.
really paid attention to it, and I just had like a really, really bad few months last summer. Off the back of that, I wanted to do something to help invest in not just my mental health, but other people's mental health. So I started a company called Positivities, where we
Nice.
basically make like this hoodie here, positive
Oh,
mind.
so I was wondering why an apparel place was following me. I was like, I've never heard of Positivities, and I was like, now you're telling me that. I was like, oh, so
Yeah,
that was you. That was
yeah,
that
that's
was.
me. That's me. So basically, the message is positivity. Like our newer ones have got more like messages of more like positive, like
Mhm,
it's okay to be okay. It's okay
mhm,
to not be okay. You know, that type of message, you
mhm.
know, just to take away the stigma around, especially for men's health. You know, men are just told they have to man up. I was
Right.
told by people, you
Mhm.
know, in my close family, not my fiance's side of the family, my personal side of the family, it's
Right.
just get on with it. You'll be fine, man up. For
Mhm.
so many years, I was just told to man up. When
Yeah.
actually, you know, sometimes you do need to talk to someone. There's no
Yeah.
harm in talking. You know, it's better to talk to someone than blow your brains out. That's
Yeah.
what I
No.
see it.
And
God knows I've thought about it a few times, you know, and
yeah.
so yeah, so and part of my self-healing was to try and actually spread the message of positivity. And this is why my
Mhm,
my stream titles are always like positivity first, because I think, do you
mhm.
know what, I've got 20, 30 years left on this earth. I don't want to spend those being negative and feeling like shit. I want to spread positivity and be happy, you know.
Yeah.
And through my content, if I can make other people happy, that's
Mhm,
fucking awesome, man. So now my whole content, my ethos is just spreading positivity. Have a laugh, play some video games,
mhm,
develop friendships with the people in the community, and that's
mhm.
all I want. That's all I want from streaming. I don't do it for the
Right.
money.
Yeah.
So and the business itself, like percentage of the profits, then at the end of every year, will get donated to like Mind UK. It's
Mhm,
a mental health charity that do like support like of people who don't have access to mental health charity,
mhm.
mental health like services in UK. So you know,
Nice.
it's all like really good causes and stuff. And we're also working with like the Trevor Project in the States. You
Mhm.
know, they're another charity that we work with just a ton of charities basically
Right.
just to share the profits. We're in our first 4 months of the business, so we're not massive. You know,
Mhm.
we've had our first profit payout, and after that's what I was doing this evening. I was just literally going through and working out all the commission payments for the partners and stuff
Nice.
to our partner program. And
Oh.
yeah, like we're not making money. Like if you consider how much I've spent on doing promotion, marketing,
Mhm.
giveaways on behalf of the business out of my own pocket,
Right.
I am in a hole big time. But you know, like I
Yeah.
have disposable income as part of my job,
Yeah.
so fuck it, it's a hobby. I class
Yeah.
it as a hobby, and if it takes off and gets anywhere, then
Yeah.
happy day. You know.
Yeah. It's
So
it.
so yeah, so I do that as well on
Mm,
top of the day-to-day job. Then I game,
mhm,
then I stream,
mhm.
then now and again I actually edit my videos and actually create clips and content.
Right.
Then I have to, you know, have my social life. Then I have to have
Right.
my personal life with my fiance.
Right. Yeah.
Like that 24 hours rapidly becomes like 12 minutes to myself. Do you think
Yeah.
I'm going to spend it watching TV? Nah.
Mhm.
Like I do. To be fair, I do try and support as many creators as possible. So
Yeah.
whether it, you know, on a day-to-day basis, when I'm at work, I work from here. From like this is my setting. This is my work office as well.
Right.
So I'll have the PCs on, and I will genuinely just like have lurking in streams, watching them. And you know, if it's a game I enjoy, I'll put the headphones in if I don't need to pay attention to the laptop. And
Right.
so I try and support whenever possible. And
Mm,
you know, and I think it's important to always support fellow creators. Like, don't gatekeep the support. That's one thing I say.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing of this is right. The part of the issue with the gatekeeping factor is, well, I don't really care about gatekeeping in general because the problem of it is it becomes a double-edged sword. Almost anything we humans do become a double-edged sword because there's always a yes or no consequence to it, and even if you have people who want to support or whatever, you still have people who use a goodwill in order for their personal benefit, right? I don't do my pay it forward stuff for maniacal, was it malicious reasons. There we go, malicious reasons. It's more of like I see I don't have a lot, I like you have a full-time job. I based it off the Chris and Flawed Rumble rate they did months ago, like sometime last year. But that was like $10,000, and I'm like, no.
Yeah,
But you'd be surprised at even a little, what that can do. And time and time again, I get surprised of what I get in return, even without expecting it. So, it is what it is. But for me in this content creation field, right, the field, which is whole other platforms all over the place, they have different things. One's trying to be better than the other, whatever. The point of the matter is what are you going for and what are you getting out of it? And a lot of content creators, they go into get paid, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be spending your time doing this. Now a lot of people are humble about it, which is great. Always be humble about it because it can disappear like anything tomorrow.
yeah,
But the problem becomes is that after a while, is it still the same, or has the dynamic changed after years and years and years of doing it? Because I've seen a few content creators where they've changed over time. Some, others haven't, but there have been some who've changed over time where
yeah.
it becomes a business, right? Like, yeah, I get it. Money gets involved, stuff happens. But for me, personally for me, and like you have your own reasons too, I still would be, if I made enough not to have a full-time job, I'd still have a part-time job
Yeah.
because it's followable. Everything's followable, right? Like your car's gonna fall apart or something's gonna happen to your car eventually. Like today I had to get a tire replaced.
Oh, I saw you had to get a new tire or something. I was like, oh, in my head. See, this is why I have abandonment issues and trust issues as a bloke, because I've been screwed over so many times by women, right? I'm thinking,
Like,
doing that whole trick where he's like putting the tweet out saying, oh, got a problem with the car. And
yeah.
then next thing you know, he's going to be cancelling tonight. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Reason to cancel or something. Yeah.
No, I was like I said in the tweet, I was like I was hoping it would be done before then because they said 2 to 3 hours, and I was like, it was 11 a.m. my time when I had went over to the place I went to, and this was not far away, so that's probably like 11ish is probably two, so it's probably like 4 or 5ish your time. Well, no, it'd be probably about 3 or 4 your time. It's a five
Yeah.
hour difference. I get
Yeah.
that. But no, they got it done. I probably got done before 2 o'clock my time, and I was very grateful. I grateful I had the money to take care of it because it was a tire that had already had a patch in it. In America, we're weird over here, and so it got done. It got taken care of. I'm just grateful, because I got a nice. Um, I'm not gonna say bonus. I got a nice unexpected gift from at least someone I've had on the show before, whether in the PIF stream or not. But it's like I said in the tweet right below that one, right? It's like I had an unexpected gift. It was great, but then it became a need in the morning, and you never realize how things are going to be tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So it was just one of those surprises. Like, all right, here we go. So,
It's like for me, like streaming, the way I see it,
mhm,
from the mental health point of view, it's brilliant just to be able to sit here, play video games, and vent and rant and
mhm,
just chat shit and talk about stuff that has got nothing to do with my job or anything.
yeah,
Just a genuine disconnect from my other reality, the other
mhm,
half of my life. Disconnect from that, and you just focus on the games, the people, the community, like especially. And we'll come on to this in a bit, the Rumble community and stuff. And like, you know, you focus on that, and you just actually, it's life's not that bad, is it? Really,
yeah,
if you can focus on, if you can just take a step away from other stuff. And if the streaming became your job, you wouldn't be able to, to have that disconnect from the stress of the workday.
Yeah.
The streaming becomes the stress of the workday.
Yes. You can't escape it.
And for me, the stress of the workday is a very good fucking reason to sit down and play Fortnite for a few hours. Like after this tonight, I'm probably going to be jumping on some Star Wars Battlefront, because it's May the 4th. I'm surprised you haven't spoken about Star Wars yet at this time of day.
Well, I mean, I saw the movies back in the day, but for me, it's not that, I'm not a big fan. It's not really residential to me.
Yeah,
So,
not everyone's into like the sci-fi genres and stuff.
What?
I've always been Star Wars because I just loved the old movies, and then the new ones. I grew up as a teenager coming through with, Phantom Menace and stuff like that. I was young when those came out. Well, I wasn't actually young. I was
I.
Teenager. Yeah. So, like you grow up on them and think, actually, they're really good films. And if you're into that, you're into that. If you're not into it, you're not into it. There's no problem with that. My missus has never really been Star Wars. She's more Harry Potter, if anything, Right.
How well did that do for your country now that you're more known for Harry Potter?
It's like, well, the other day I was having the call with, I was having the chat with somebody in the stream about Doctor Who, and it's like, you don't watch Doctor Who? And it's like, nah, fuck that. That's gay. Fuck that shit. Like, screwdriver. He's got a magic screwdriver. Like, what the fuck? It's a magic wand. So is he Harry Potter? Like, it's all a rip off of each other. Like it's all the same story. Harry Potter, Star Wars. It's all the same story. Like But anyway, so that's this weekend. Like tonight, I'm going to play some Star Wars Battlefront for a few hours, probably till about 3 o'clock in the morning or something, because I don't have to be up tomorrow morning. And you know what? It's completely different to like my job. So I don't have to worry about, I have to finish this game on time and I have to make a certain amount of subs and donations to actually be able to pay my rent this month. Like I don't associate video games with paying rent.
Well, simulator game out there that does that.
Yeah. Like if I was going to do any sort of videos that paid the rent, it would be OnlyFans. Like that shit be button, man. Like you can get fucking paid on OnlyFans. My missus has got an OnlyFans. She doesn't know she has. I take the pictures, but like I keep telling her I'm going to start an OnlyFans and take secret pictures of her. Like I'm going to hide like behind the towels when she's in the shower and start taking pictures of her and stuff. I'm gonna make money off all this, and then I'm gonna leave you with all my money.
Slavery to the full.
Yeah, like a secret OnlyFans that she doesn't know about.
How do you think I afford this PC right here? No, you have to be Amaranth to be getting that much money, but people who rely on content creation fully, they're either PewDiePie or they're not.
Well, it's not even that. I think like I genuinely believe, right? So when streaming started, like kicked off about COVID time, like 4 years ago,
right.
Everyone's stuck at home, so they're watching the people that were already doing it. Twitch, Facebook gaming, YouTube. Like before, we're talking pre-Kick. Rumble's always been around, but it was a very, very different platform 5 years ago to where it is now. And people were at home constantly, like throughout the day, seeing these people game and said, "Oh, I've got a PlayStation, I can stream." Like, and literally, Facebook gaming was flooded with a whole flurry of people who just basically took their console and a capture card and didn't have a camera, didn't speak. They literally just played video games, and the platforms made it accessible to everyone. And that's the minute where the streaming ecosystem changed. 5 years ago, COVID has made streaming what it is right now.
Yeah.
If COVID hadn't existed, a lot of people wouldn't even be like gaming, let alone streaming.
Yeah, strange
And
circumstances and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's one of the only good things that came out of COVID was the streaming ecosystem actually exploded and made it a lot more accessible, which is awesome because it's I'm playing video games in front of a PC.
Right.
Why not monetize the shit out of it?
Right.
Why not make money off of it? But if you go into the content creation game with the sole goal of making money, you will not succeed.
Yeah.
And people will argue with me until they're blue in the face. Yes, you will. No, you will not. You have to have more of a passion about what you're doing to succeed, because people are not dumb cunts. They will see through you. If you're in it for just the money, people will read that and they will say that guy is in it for the money. They don't give a shit. And that's the fucking problem with Kick right now.
Well, Twitch. Don't forget Twitch as well, right? Remember all the stuff that happened a while ago with all the the hot tub streamers and all that stuff, where they were just like, "Give me subs" and whatnot. Twitch has its own issues too. I mean, YouTube has its own issues as well, but Twitch and Kick are sort of those ones. And the funny thing is right, they run on Amazon servers. They're all that stuff, and yeah, it's just you get a lot of people who get very entitled very quickly because they see it's like it's like an Amaranth, right? Amaranth is good. She has her OnlyFans. She has Twitch. She has all this stuff. And you get very entitled very quickly after a while because what? Money. Because money does change things if you're not humble about it. She's not humble about it. She's like, she's making money. So why does she care about the people? She's even doing that AI stuff now, AI chat stuff. And she's just bang.
It's like, like back in the days when you like this is how old you were. Back in the days to talk about nowadays you can just go on the OnlyFans or Pornhub if you want to watch porn. Back in the days you had to go to a phone box and you find the numbers and you dial the number and you talk to a lady and say, "Oh yeah, what you wearing? Oh yeah, play with your nipples. Yeah, stick a thumb in your asshole. Yeah." You had to do it in a phone box or on the phone. Nowadays you can just go to fucking Pornhub, midget fucking donkey in the ass with a black dildo, and you'll find 65 million videos of that. Back in the days you had to work to get your porn and you fucking get your kicks, whereas now it's just so accessible, and I think the mix of that in the streaming world did have an impact. And the hot tub streams, don't get me wrong, if you're dumb enough to sit in front of your fucking phone or your laptop and watch some bird in an inflatable swimming pool with no water in it and just sit there in a bikini and send her money, you don't deserve that money. Give it to someone else because you don't deserve it. And that's my opinion on it. There's no shade at all on the creator at all. They're chasing the bag. They found, look, I've got some double D's. I look good. I want to sell my image to people to make subs, and that's up to them. Congrats, well done. You're utilizing your entrepreneurial brain. I have zero problems with the people doing the hot tub streams or any of the content like that. I don't mind, and I'm not going to report people who do shit like that. I'll just scroll past it. Do what you want. You're chasing money. You're chasing the dream. Good on you. And if you find people who are dumb enough to donate to that, that's their problem, not mine. I have zero problem with that. But the problem is, you have this culture. When Kick came, they started paying XQC, Aiden Ross, all of these big names, millions of pounds to switch over.
100 million.
And then they started doing Eddie would go around and gift 100 subs to everyone. But then what that meant is everyone just, "Oh, Eddie, I'm going live. Come and say hi." He doesn't give a shit about you, and you don't give a shit about him. You want him to come and drop you a fucking $500 donation to your channel, And you had this phase of everyone tagging Eddie and all the Kick staff in that train wreck. I'm going live for my birthday subathon. Come and say hi. He doesn't give a shit about you, and you don't give a shit about him. You just want them to donate to you, and then you went from that to people clickbaiting. "Ooh, who am I donating 5 subs to next?" And Twitter genuinely became the Wild West of people like, you know, posting screenshots of them donating subs, and everyone's like, oh my god, yeah, oh my god, that guy is such an amazing streamer, oh my god, he's such an amazing person in my community.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were sucking up to try and chase clout and to chase money.
Yep.
Or to farm impressions, you know.
Yeah, farming, yeah.
Farming impressions on Twitter saying, I have got, you know, X amount of subs this month off this person. They're such an amazing addition to my community. No, they've donated subs and you're posting that to, you know, to promote them. Because everyone would then rush to go and follow them in the hopes that they notice, oh my God, he just followed me. I'm going to go and drop 100 subs on him, you know.
And don't get me wrong, there have been some Rumble content creators that keep not for like issues, whatever, those are different stuff, but like if they're going to play a game, right, they tag Chris and Rick into their gaming stream or whatever, because whether they want to come see him or not, I don't know, but it's sort of like why are you trying to get their attention if you're playing a game, right? Like if they want to come find you, they will find you, right? Like Rick has come found my stream. I've never tagged him in any of my streams, right? I've only done it like if it's an issue with like, because the creator pay and Rumble had issues and all this other stuff. But for me, just like as you said, it feels like if you're tagging them to come see your stream, why, right? Why are you wanting to tag?
That's an interesting point. So yesterday I put my go live tweet on Twitter and everything, and then I put a comment saying, what did I say? I put a second tweet comment saying, I said Chris, Rick, and Mario, the number one Sith in the UK on the platform. You know, you know, it's a joke. Like it's not as if I'm fishing for them to come to my platform. To my stream, I'm just joking. Say, hey, Chris, look, I'm the only UK Sith Jedi on the platform. You know, of course, I'm new to the platform. I'm going to advertise myself.
Yeah,
but I'm not fishing for them to come and give me money because I don't give a shit about the money, and I've made that very honest across all of my. You know, I tell people off when they give me rants, and they tend to give me more because I'm telling them what to do. And said, "Don't tell me what to do. Here's $5. Stop it. All right, fuck you. Here's $10. All right."
Yeah, you know? I couldn't do it.
Hey. But I generally like, if I get, you know, right now anything that I make from streaming, for example, is going towards paying for my honeymoon, which is in.
Nice.
We're getting married in August, so anything that, you know, happens is, you know, going to help pay for that. But we're still going to have the honeymoon whether I get subs or not.
Yeah. Where would you guys
to blow on the credit card? That's what I'm saying. You know, like, but I don't expect it. You know, like, and I do believe that kick streaming and this whole people showing off like all the gifted subs and everything, it's created a mentality of begging on Twitter.
Well, there were I won't call out who, but there were content creators who were showing off their earnings from Rumble, right? And for me, it was like I kind of get what they're trying to do it, but my thing is like you were setting an expectation for someone to come on and say, I'm going to make that too. But the point of the matter is even in content creation, it's not everyone, right? Like not even if you try to raise the whole ship together, not everyone's going to make the same amount. So showing off what you're making, which whatever your reason is, for me, it feels like you're trying to, you're doing something more beyond that. It's not trying to call out in a mean sense. It's just trying to call like you're setting an expectation in someone else's head, like they're going to make what you make. That's not how it works.
No, so like for example, with Rumble, like I think a lot of people don't realize that Rumble is not just political, religious, podcasts and news. People don't realize that actually Rumble is gaming, you know, and
more.
And there's music, there's arts. I'm going to sound really horrible here. There's a person, we follow each other on Twitter, and she does sewing, like arts and crafts and sewing.
Phoenix?
Phoenix Electra.
Yeah, she's been on the show before.
Yeah, see, as soon as she said Phoenix, I knew who it was. Like, I'm shit for names, so it's Phoenix. If you're watching this, don't take it personally. I forget my mother-in-law's name sometimes.
Get out!
I forget my mother-in-law's name sometimes, you know. So fuck it, you know. Like, the point I'm making is that person is doing their own thing on the platform, and people don't realize that Rumble is actually not just, you know, the Dan Borginos and like the Steve Crowders and like the big political influencers. It's more than just that. And I think right now Rumble is in that phase of transition between what
Just
it was previously to actually a viable gaming content creation streaming platform. And
that's what the recommendation engine.
they're definitely, and so my personal view on things right now is, so I'm a big advocate of multi-streaming unless you're under a contract, like you're an Aiden Ross, an XQC, a Ninja, or someone who's pulling in 10k CTV on the constant. You shouldn't be limiting your content. And even Ninja multi-streams, he streams to multiple platforms, you know. Unless you have those types of numbers, you shouldn't be limiting your content. So, and with like, I use restream.io, and it's a platform where you pay $15 a month or something, and you can stream to 5 different platforms at the same time. And it's good for me because my shitty internet, that I stream one data source to the platform, to restream, and then they do the rest at their back end. So it takes off the upload the pressure off the upload speeds at my end. So for me, it benefits me to do it that way anyway. But I used to stream to Kick, Twitch, TikTok, and
Rumble.
Rumble. I'm only 5 weeks in. I started on the 12th of. When did I start?
April.
I might be coming up to 2 months on the. It was the 12th of March I started my first stream on Rumble, so I'm not even 2 months in. I'm not even 2 months in. So I've recently added Rumble, but like I would stream to all of these platforms, but now the way I see it is I actually have found a platform in Rumble that I actually see there's more potential than just a streaming platform for me, because I am. You know, I'm way behind a lot of the other people who've been on the platform for like a year plus, for example. And you know, you had phase 2 partners where they, you know, like they bought on these smaller streamers to like participate, and they got like $500 or something a month to do it. I think it's brilliant. Like they invested $50,000 in like 100 small streamers or something. I would absolutely love to be a part of that, because you know I can hit the commitments that they want. I just don't have the number of followers yet, because I'm not even 2 months in, you know. But I actually, for the first time in my career, I'm considering making Rumble a single platform streaming platform for me, like as in nowhere else, no Kick, no Twitch, nothing at all. But that's because it offers to me everything I need. It's got the live streaming, it's got the live chats, it's got the subs and everything else, and it's got like the fact that then it becomes a VOD like YouTube, and you can track the live views, but then you can track the views over a period of time, you know. So I can see all my analytics and stuff like that. It's monetized from the start on terms of views, and then I have like subs and rants, you know. It offers me everything that I need in terms of a platform. And actually the fact that I'm joining it as it's starting its adventure, it's like it's transition from political religious podcasting to these much more elaborate and various different categories. It's in that you're seeing the transition, and I've seen it over the past 12 months. For example, they got a few big names like Sneeko came over and everything, and people are starting to actually hang on, this could be a significant platform now. I mean, actually, I think the fact that YouTube are banning like Rumble, they're censoring the word Rumble on YouTube. They're scared. Like they're scared of Rumble. They know Rumble is an alternative that could actually compete and threaten them.
Well, it was only in the super chat forum. You could still type Rumble into the chat. It was just the super chat portion. But the thing of it with Rumble is it's still building its recommendation engine, which is part of the issue that they don't have now because I post shorts and I do the live streaming. I used to do, pre-recorded stuff, but it just the live streaming and the shorts are just a better mix for me. And they still get, again, there are a lot of creators who want a YouTube shorts stipulation on Rumble, but the thing of it is all it needs is that recommendation. All it needs is to get that thing going because it's in testing phase right now, right? Because it has to build up there.
Yeah,
But once it
exactly.
gets, because comparison to YouTube Shorts and putting Shorts on Rumble, YouTube Shorts is going to win because it's set up that stuff for that way. But at the end of the day, once Rumble builds up its recommendation engine, then it will hit that process of pre-recorded videos, live streams, all this other stuff. And I've seen some of its use. I've seen some of it working, but the issue of it is that it's not there yet. The power is still like maybe 20%. It has to build up there because of all this other technical stuff. But anyway, so at the top of the hour, every hour on here, I set aside a time for both of us to promote ourselves. Now, obviously, I think I asked for links, but I don't know if you gave me any, so I'll have to
You're not.
recheck. Yeah, I'll have to recheck. But if you can give me links through the DMs, and I'll add them later in the description, they'll be down below because I have mine down there. But just go ahead and send those whenever you want. But if you want to, go ahead and promote yourself, and we'll go to my part after that.
I mean, the good thing is for me, like because I've got basically. Every single time there's a new platform that comes out, I just secure the username straight away. I don't. Like I probably have secured the username Frenchy4185 on Pornhub, because like I own the username everywhere, Frenchy4185. So essentially, for me, like we've been talking about what I do in terms of streaming, it's for now it's gaming, FPS, Fortnite, Call of Duty, you know. Those types of games. But ultimately, I do try and diversify. Like tonight I'm going to play Star Wars Battlefront. But yeah, new to Rumble. Less than 2 months in. We're on 69 followers. Giggity. And I hit that number. I'm thinking part of me wants to hit my 100 follower milestone. My first goal was 100. But a part of me's like, actually, I'm on 69, so that's pretty cool. So I might just leave that account there and just start a new one. So I'm Frenchy4185 on any platform. You'll find me live on Rumble. It tends to be Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then Saturday/Sunday, depending how I feel. To be honest with you, how hungover I am from the night before. We went to the wine shop today because me and the missus, we like our wine, as you can tell. I've got a cheeky glass here. Hang on there. Got a nice old glass here. That's like my fourth glass tonight.
Oh, goodness.
But so we like to go and treat ourselves to like wine, and every month we just go and buy like between 6 and 12 bottles of wine from the shop, and the guy walks in and they're doing our wedding wine from the shop, like. So yeah, we've ordered like, I think we've had like something about 650 bottles of wine off them like last month for the wedding in August. Yeah. So we walk in, they're kind of like, "Oh, Mr. Frenchy, what can we get you today?" Like we're first name terms, like. And he walks in like, "Oh, what do you want to try today?" I said, "Ooh, that looks nice. I'll try a bit of that. Oh, that looks nice. Try a bit of this." And I'm like, "Oh, that whiskey's lovely. I've tried about like 3 different whiskeys today." And but the thing is, I drove up to the front of the shop and I parked my car at the front, and he's poured me the whiskey, knowing that I have to then get back in the car and drive off. So I've had quite a few drinks today, But yeah, so yeah, I've been on the wine tonight and I'm enjoying myself, But yeah, Frenchy4185 on any content on every platform, and yeah. I am genuinely considering making Rumble my home. I genuinely am, because it offers me everything I need. But you'll find me on Twitter, and then you got positivities. There. I can send you links if you want. I can.
Yeah, just send them to the DM, and once we're done with the show, I'll just add them after, so that way you can have your stuff, because I can't remember if I did ask or not. But anyway, while you're doing that, so hold on, I gotta bring it up. So guys, I streamed both YouTube and Rumble at Daramuth. I also have a fan account on Twitter X. I have a Discord at Daramuth, so you can just DM me there, or my email, which you see across the way. So if you want the same opportunity like Frenchy and I've said for all all of the other people on here, even Phoenix. You can leave a comment, or you can go and to those other 3 places, because again, it's the opportunity is there if you want to take it. Now, my month of May is somewhat full. I'm still waiting on 3 or 4 more people. I'm hoping they'll answer me this month. Otherwise, I'll just find someone else to fill it. So, but yeah, man, the month of May is getting pretty full, and hopefully, I'll see how June does when it gets closer to that point. But the opportunity is open for just about anyone to come on. Uh, there are 5 ways for you to start that position. All I can do is show you the door. You have to walk through it. So, and Frenchie, I can't remember who you were through with, because I remember. I think it was I was asking her something, because I know you follow a bunch of people that I do as well. I don't know if it was because of Phoenix or some other the people you follow, but yeah, I can't remember how you got there. By the way, but this is a new thing I'm doing as well. So guys, I know it's kind of a bothersome thing that content creators ask you, like follow, subscribe, or whatever, in order to have more people on of different takes or whatever. I kind of have to be seen more. That's the gist of this whole thing. I don't like it, but if I want to have more people on, if more people come to me or whatever, I got to do the whole spiel. You guys help me out in doing that. It doesn't matter what you pick to choose, whether it's to like, whether it's to comment, whether it's to just follow. It's all up to you. You can do all 3, do one or the other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In order for me to get more people on, I have to be seen more. That's just the nature of this thing. So you guys can help out with that. I know you guys are great at helping out with that. So do whatever you can, do whatever you want, but any of those 3 things will be helpful, because I'm growing in that manner. I don't know how many people I've had on. I know I've had some people on multiple times, but how many people I've had on together, I haven't counted. So I'm probably pretty sure like over 20 people by now. So we'll see. But whatever you can do to help, whether it be like, comment, or subscribe, I don't care which one. I have to be seen more to have more people on. It's that catch-22 thing. So you guys help out with it. But anyway, I know you said you were wanting to do something after. I don't know how long left you have. So if you have a little longer, we can go.
I'm on the energy drink right now at 11 o'clock at night. So I'm fully intending of being up for the next 5 hours probably.
Well,
I'll be waking up at 8 o'clock saying, "You said you were going to do this today," and I'm like, "Oh, fuck off."
Thank you for
tonight. It's just like, it's just like I said to you, Saturdays and Sundays, the streams just tend to be really random.
Yeah.
Like, if someone says to me, "Oh, we're going to be playing this on Sunday," I'll literally just stream when other people are gaming. Like if someone said, "Do you want to jump on some fucking Fortnite?" Oh yeah, cool. I'll stream then. I'm very, very easy. In the week, I have to be a bit more regimented because I work and
obviously.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have to go away for work, so I tend to say it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But like next week, I'm away Tuesday, Wednesday night. I'll probably do Monday, Thursday, Friday. But but the thing is, you just have to be consistent, and that's the only way you'll grow. And like you were just saying, the message about growth, like you have to promote yourself. And I generally, right, this is something that I've noticed a lot in the content creation community, that my sales, I've got a master's in business, master's in science of business management. I was like 3 months off being a doctor in science, in business management science. Like I've been doing this I've been doing sales. I'm in my 22nd year of sales. Yeah, I don't look it. You can tell. I'm gonna be 40 in 6 months' time. You can't tell, right? And one thing that I've noticed in the content creation, where you have people who are good at selling themselves, and then you have people who need to learn to sell themselves better, and also how to go out after those opportunities. And that is the way that the content is changing right now, and the whole streaming is changing. Look at Lumpy, for example. I love Lumpy. I think he's a great content creator. Really good at what he does, and he's very good at selling himself. And I think a lot of creators miss out a lot of opportunities because a lot of creators don't know what they're worth. like, I'm looking at the numbers now. Say I don't know how many people are viewing. I haven't got the stats up. I can't see how many people are watching. But just imagine having that amount of people stood behind you whilst you're playing a video game. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? You know. But that's what you have to do as a creator. You have to use that audience, and you have to play the game. And I think there's a massive gap in the content creation world on Rumble to bring that knowledge and expertise to Rumble. And this is something that I am working on. Like in terms, I've got an idea for a podcast, and that will be starting really, really soon. In terms of that, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to write it up and everything, and I'm talking to graphic designers to do like the whole like graphics for it all and stuff like that. And I'm writing up the episodes, and I really, really don't want to gatekeep that information. As you saw, like, I don't know if you saw on Twitter the other day, where I was like, look, guys, as long as you follow me on Rumble, here's some free emotes, stuff like that. I did that, and I'll help anyone with, like, I've got like little social, like on top of my screen, it pops up with like all of my Twitter and all of that. No, I'm quite good at like After Effects and all that sort of stuff, and all the 3D models and stuff. So I made them, and I made them for vaping gamers, because I would never, I'll never gatekeep assets, and I'll never gatekeep knowledge. But I think Rumble, there's definitely an opportunity for brands, and that's going to be my goal, is to get the brands to notice Rumble.
Yeah,
because
and I think
there's so many awesome creators on Rumble, but because of that, again, matter of opinion, that negative image that it's all about politics and religion and whatnot.
It's all about one thing.
Brands tend to steer away from Rumble. I have to admit, like a couple of people I know have had like questions asked of them when they asked about, oh, do you sponsor Rumble streamers and stuff? And I'm like, anyone saying no is a fucking idiot, because I was talking to one of the partner managers for one of the brands I'm partnered with, and literally on my first stream on Rumble, I peaked at 12 viewers I had 2 followers, and one of them's my missus. I peaked at 12 viewers. If you're hitting 12 viewers on Twitch or Kick, you're in the top 1% on the platform.
Interesting.
That's insane. And my numbers have always gone between 6 and 25 on Rumble, and brands don't understand the CCV on Rumble that is out there for content creators. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I genuinely think that, on the Rumble platform, there is a massive gap for content creation, especially for gaming content creation. This is why the podcast is all going to be about, it's still really new in my head, and I've had this whole like rush of ideas, but I'm not gonna leak the name yet. But it kind of represents the whole, fight and the whole like growth of Rumble, essentially. And I'm not going to pitch it to the platform. It's going to be completely independent, even though it's going to have the platform's name in the title. I will obviously send an email to them to make sure that it's cleared from a legal point of view, because you got to be careful. You don't want them like kicking off. But it's not as if it's going to be like an indoctrination to some sort of cult sort of podcast. It's just going to be general discussions like we're having tonight. It's not going to be like right, are they gone? Are they gone? Right, and then all these like, sort of, like weird like cult shit's going to happen. We're going to stop beheading chickens and shit. Like, it's not going to be like that. It's nothing like that. But you still need to get authorization stuff from the brand. But they might want to sponsor it. Fuck it, you don't know. And
you do.
Who knows? But again, that's the whole. See, that's the salesperson in me coming out saying, I'm going to come out and I'm going to go and try and sell this idea to someone. But it's a curse. It's a curse.
See a need, fill a need. Now I have to use the restroom real quick, so I'm gonna turn off the camera, but I'll be right back. So talk a bit about that to people. I'll be right back.
Right, chat, he's gone. Right, okay. So now we can say what we want. Let's look at the chat. Project Cars, you love your PC. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, so we were talking about PCs in the beginning of the chats. Spent a lot of time and a lot of money on that PC. So yeah, I've made sure it looks nice. And actually, you can see my cables. Don't look at the cables there. Hang on. There you go. I don't want you seeing my shitty cable management. Rumble is a platform where you generally have so much opportunity, and I just think, yeah, there's definitely a gap in the market to exploit those opportunities, and not exploit in the bad way, in the positive way of, you know, jumping on those opportunities and seizing them. And I think personally, a lot of Rumble creators kind of get neglected from that point of view. So it's definitely an aim of mine to help target that. At the same time, all whilst, you know, playing games and, you know, enjoying myself, making content, streaming, whatever. And like tonight, for example, yeah, jumping on these sorts of streams and everything, you know, it's
When
absolutely
nature
brilliant.
calls.
Love doing all this sort of stuff. Love talking to people.
Yeah,
Love getting to
that's
know
that's why
new
I
people as
started.
well.
Yeah, that's why I started doing this, because there were a lot of content. Hey, Steve. There were a lot of content creators that were sort of, you know, they did like the 24-hour, you know, they read an article, 24-hour news stuff. They did all this other stuff, kept in their circles, and sort of like, but you don't see content creators reaching out to just regular people, whether they're creators or not, right? And so I was like, well, that feels like there's something there to do. And so, you know, my first person was not a content creator. She never did stuff online like that. But at the end of the day, majority of people now I've talked to are content creators, but it's all about the people themselves. It doesn't matter if they're a content creator or not. It's just that person having a conversation about just about whatever. And so if you've seen through my whole was it bibliography or whatever of just people after person, some have come on multiple times, some have been once, but you begin to see different minds and different perspectives and different things. A lot of things I didn't see with other content creators, because they're all about the news of the day. They're all about the entertainment industry and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that's not important. It's just it gets stuck because you're waiting on for them to do something. You're waiting on the entertainment industry to do something for you to talk on. You're waiting for the 24/7 news to do something for you to report on, and you're waiting on someone else to do something. And I'm not. I mean, I'm waiting on the person to chat or whatever, but I'm not waiting on anyone. I am going out there. I am trying to ask people to come on, and it's been somewhat successful. Some people have said no, which is fine. It's just I'm finding that need I thought wasn't being fulfilled, and I'm getting person after person after person after person, and it's still enjoyable. It's still fun because you begin to see that there are people out there with different thoughts about whatever. Like, you know, we talked about earlier about politics, whatever. Not getting want to get into that. Totally fine, totally fine. But if you had a perspective on it, it wouldn't be amiss of it, because the conversation could go anywhere, right? It can go anywhere.
I mean, you know, there's so many different aspects to content creation. I mean, look at that comment from that guy on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
two nobodies talk about how relevant they are. Like, okay, cool. Like, who are you? Like, Steve's still kicking records. Like, I don't know who that guy is. He's a nobody to me. You know, like,
Yeah.
that content creators just get like so much hate thrown at them sometimes. But actually, I'm just here to like network with other people, and I'm still here with like the intent to, like, you know, catch up with people I know, and like that's what streaming is. Like, I'll play video games with people that I know, and you know, I have my community, you know, and getting hate is all part of the content creation game, and I love it because I just
Yeah.
I just thrive off it.
I just see it as nothing, because if you had to take the time to say something like that, then you wasted your own time, not mine. I mean, you were one wasted your own time about saying that, and that was something in here that had to come out because you
Yeah.
felt the need to. So it's whatever. I have no hate for the person. If they hate me, well, that's
Nah.
them swallowing the poison. You know.
It's all interaction, isn't it? It's all
Yeah.
like, you know,
Well,
you
unless
have opened up my stream and you have gone to that stream and you have basically
interacted.
added a view to it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, the whole content creation game, it's a weird old world, to be honest with you. And
It can be, but it's again that relies on what you are wanting out of it. It's not them. It's not the people who are following you, because they'll follow you for whatever reason. It's what you want out of it. Content creators, again, have an issue. Not all of them. Some that go in and they want money. They want fame. They want YouTube built off that basic principle of you are the star, right? And again, it's a very small minority, but still, people kind of get in to some degree where they think that's it. I'm sorry to tell you, fame has its own price, and you've already seen what happened to those stars in Hollywood of what the price they pay for it. Do you want to pay that same price?
the thing is, right? Like the way I see it from a content creation point of view, it's like
Mhm.
I'm not doing it for any other reason apart from, like I said earlier, community, interaction with other people,
Mhm.
and just because I like video games and I like talking to people. That is genuinely it. Like I've had my other, like my personal IRL life, which would always stay completely separate to the streaming side of things. Like my fiance will never be seen on any streams. I
Mhm.
keep her completely separate. She works in the
Yeah.
public sector, so
Mhm.
I'm very secretive about it. She's not linked to me on any social medias and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like that. But
Mhm.
I've had a career outside of the streaming where, like, I used to be a rugby referee. So
Wow.
I used to referee rugby. I played rugby from the age of 5 upwards. I was never very good at the game, but you know, I just enjoyed the game. And basically, I got a bad injury. Like
Mm.
my leg was shattered in 9 different places, so I couldn't play anymore. So I started refereeing the game, you
Mhm.
know, and I then got into the sevens. So I've refereed in places like Dubai, Toronto, South Africa, Singapore, Hong Kong. You know,
Nice.
I've been to all these places,
Uh-huh.
and I've refereed rugby matches in front of tens of thousands of people. You know, so
Interesting.
I've achieved things that outside of streaming, which
Uh,
I never thought I would achieve in terms of like number of people watching me referee and stuff. Like I've refereed a game which was on TV before, you know,
nice.
like, but yeah, I'm not the player, so I'm not important. But you know,
Mhm.
I've still been there, done that, and I can say I've done it. And ultimately, the thing is, if I wanted to do something for the celebrity and stuff like that, I wouldn't be doing streaming. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I
it would be less important to you.
if I want to do something to become famous, the first thing I'm doing is releasing a sex tape. That's the first thing I'm probably do. Look at Kim Kardashian. Why is
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian famous apart from her parents and the fact she had a sex tape released? That's the first thing I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
Like after that, I'll probably do some sort of thing to, like, you know, some sort of like massive charity, like donation and stuff like that, you know, like philanthropy and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I don't do the streaming to be famous. I didn't give a shit. I'm happy streaming to one person. Like I'm happy like streaming to, well, my peak viewership was 800. I had a stream where I got raided once by a big streamer, and I think I hit like 840 viewers or something. You know,
Nice.
and I still stayed the same person. I mean, chat was going like, I was like, oh fuck, sorry guys, I can't read all of that. Like I'm a slow reader, so I can't read
Right.
all of that. So if you want to
Yeah.
ask me a question about my channel and my content, just type it 3 or 4 times, you know. And I was like, a laugh out of it and a joke out of it, but I was no different because
Mhm.
no, yeah, like if I wanted to become famous, I wouldn't pick streaming.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
do it for that.
and it's funny when you try to see famous people podcasts, like celebrities, whatever. It feels weird. Like why are you podcasting when you have enough name to do whatever? You're podcasting to. I mean, you can do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just this weird aspect. Like you have celebrities who are podcasting, and it's just like, why? You know, why not? Share. Go on. You have a celebrity status. Why not just go on? Of course, you kind of have to run things through people in case something happens. Like you don't want to go on someone's show that's like whatever, but you have a status that if you don't want it, then you'd leave and go whatever. Oh, hey,
I
hey,
mean,
Steph.
you see like people like there's lots of celebrities who are now actually coming into the streaming world.
Yeah.
So like one of the most famous people I remember is like what's the name of the actress from Kick-Ass? Chloe Grace Moritz, whatever her name was.
Moritz, yeah. Moritz, yeah.
She's a massive gamer, and she started doing streaming.
Really?
Oh yeah. She does lots of gaming and stuff like that. She's massive. I think she's massive into Apex. I think she was into or something.
What?
But, yeah, you got lots of celebrities like Neymar. There's like he plays FIFA and shit on Twitch. All these famous sports people and actually celebrities are actually starting streaming because they realize that it's another way to actually promote themselves, promote their image.
Well, I mean, again, you already have people on Twitch who are promoting their OFs. I mean, why not? So what?
Like Drake.
Yeah.
He's he's can't be far off a billionaire, from all his music and stuff. And he streams on Kick.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he streams on Kick because he gambles, and obviously Stake and everything have paid him to gamble on their site. So essentially, he gambles millions and millions of dollars, but it's money that they've given him, so it's free money.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of celebrities have started just streaming because they know that it's a massive market, and it clearly is.
Yeah, and it's a more personal connection, but if you're a female celebrity, you're gonna have to be careful of yourself on it because there's gonna be a lot of thirsty people for you. So so you gotta be careful.
I don't tend to like a lot of people. I hate it when people say like, "Oh my god, she's got her tits out. She's stealing my viewers." That irritates the shit out of me. No, you didn't have viewers in the first place because you're a cunt. Like she has not stolen anything off you at all. Like she's not purposely displaying herself naked. She's just a woman wearing normal woman clothes playing video games. If your mind goes to the whole simp mentality and you picture her as some sort of object, that's on you, mate. That's on you. That's not on her. And I'm kind of you know what? Just do your own thing. Like we said earlier about the hot tub streams and stuff. Chase the bag. If you've got people who are dumb enough to give you money because they think you're going to sleep with them, if they get, oh, here's $5, please sleep with me. No, it doesn't work like that, mate. Why do you think Twitch banned the word simp? You can get banned on Twitch for saying the word simp.
Control money because they want the money, obviously.
Yeah, because they don't want people getting a negative image of donating to the hot tub streamers. That's why.
That they banned Amaranth a few times already, and she always comes back the next day. It's like they don't care. It's just a little slap on the hand, whatever.
The platforms don't care about you as a streamer. Look at on Kick the other day, Neon. He was in a.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. I know he wasn't driving; he was a passenger, but he is still technically accessory to a crime. They had an accident whilst they're doing this, driving like idiots on the street.
Yeah.
They came into contact with another car and drove off. It's a hit and run. And you are live streaming that. You are an accomplice to the fact of. End of. It's criminal activity. And in the TOS of Kick, whatever, it's illegal to stream criminal activity.
Jeez.
You got banned for 48 hours. and I believe in freedom of speech, but the freedom of speech stops at criminal activity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, there's a difference between being able to sit on this platform and saying what you want about Trump and Biden or whatever you want to talk about. That's one thing. But committing criminal activity, that's not freedom of speech.
It's an action,
There's still laws at the end of the day. Freedom of speech doesn't give you the right to break laws. I smashed into a car and drove off. Well, I've got freedom of speech to do it. No, that's not how it works, mate. You know, you can't commit a crime and then drive off and then like just say, oh, it's freedom of speech, I can stream what I want. No, it doesn't work like that.
It's not freedom of speech, but it is freedom that allows it, right? Because I was doing a solo stream a while back because someone had mentioned, like, if you're gonna do something, mention a topic, whatever. And like, I picked the topic freedom because it's wide open, you can go wherever you want with it. And part of this having the discussion with others was that freedom, or what we think of freedom, allows both conflict and peace. So yes, you have laws against causing harm, whatever, but freedom allows for both to happen. It allows for the consequence to be whatever, because if you didn't have the freedom to commit a crime, then the crime would never be committed and there'd be no freedom. But you have the freedom to commit a crime. There are just consequences for it.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be consequences to your actions. Every action has a reaction, it's science. But yeah, no, generally, like, and this is what irritates me with the likes of like Kick. Like, the guy was in an accident on stream, commits hit and run, basically, got banned off the platform, but then 48 hours is back on the platform. And then you mentioned that Amaranth, she got, I don't know what exactly why. I don't watch her content. I don't know what she did. Maybe, exposed a bit too much, which was beyond what Twitch would allow her to do. But then they realized how much money they make off those people.
Yeah.
And oh, surprise, surprise. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Naughty.
And
Whereas
they usually, they usually just get a 24-hour and then they're back the next day. And I'm like,
whereas there's a person, this is how stupid it is. That Neon guy got unbanned after a hit and run, like live streaming criminal activity, got unbanned after a day. Some other streamer played, I think it's like online Uno against some friends, and
nice.
had the wrong game category and got a week's ban on Kick or something because they streamed with the wrong category. That's all right. I'll just feel myself stabbing someone in the neck with a knife, but as long as it's just chatting and it's the right category, I'll be fine. Like, do you see what I mean? It's ridiculous, and that's why I lost all respect of Kick as a platform. It has become an absolute shambles, and Twitch is no better. Twitch is no better.
They're both at a certain point. I mean, one just gambles, the other doesn't, but they've both become some of the same sort of thing because, again, they both have their stuff on Amazon servers. But as you describe it, they're both just become the same sort of thing. They're just the way they act, the way they treat their content creators. And I've seen these people time and time again on Twitter X, like Kick. I get it. If you support it, that's fine. But you get these platform wars, right? Like one better than the other. I get that too. But at the end of the day, right, for me, you're a content creator. Which is more important, the platform or you? That's why I advocate for the multi-platforming like you've done, is because the thing of it is, say with YouTube, right? Just focusing on YouTube, they can copyright you for whatever, they can ban you for whatever, and you won't get a great response for it. It'll just be like whatever, or you'll get like a robot response to it, and your stuff is stuck there, or you get demonetized and you can't make money of it. Why would you put everything in one basket and say everything's fine, and then it blows up in your face and like, oh crap?
Yeah, like I think from like the Rumble point of view, like the fact that they've got their own back end servers like Rumble Cloud is brilliant, because for a fact that there's a full responsibility about whatever they host. They're fully responsible for what they host. Now, like I said to you, like people have different views on a lot of topics. And I'm sure I have different views on things than you. and I'm sure we do. But the
Yeah.
good thing about it, and that's actually a good thing, because if everyone agreed, it'd be a fucking boring world at the
Yes,
end of
it
the
would
day.
be.
You know? But relevant of what you believe in, the fact that Rumble have their own servers and their own platform and just allow you to be you as a person,
Mhm.
and as long as they monitor, now this is the key thing, not monitoring the content, monitoring the people who hate on the content posted. That is key. And I think the moderation tools on Rumble need to be improved.
Yeah.
But just yesterday, where they added where you can like block links in chat.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
So
Users.
especially yesterday of all nights,
Mhm.
I had like 3 or 4 different bots come in promoting like Bitcoin crap, you
Yeah.
know. So I just, ban, whatever. Like,
Mhm.
but now the fact that I can block links in my channel
Mhm.
or prevent all of that, and I mean, it's kind of curious that it happened on the same day.
Mhm.
Part of me is like, oh, that was Rick. Rick was spamming me with bots with links to
Mhm.
make me activate, to
Yeah.
test out the new feature.
Yeah.
I didn't say that publicly. That it was just a weird afterthought that I kind of, I wonder if Rick's are spamming like chats with bots and stuff just to
Right.
make people activate the ban links just to see if it works.
Right.
But
Yeah. No.
what I like about Rumble is that whole, it's a platform where you have that freedom,
Mhm.
as long as the freedom is, managed and it doesn't become an anarchy. You have to have the rules, but it's not the rules about the content which is key.
Mhm.
Any platform should be out. If people want to talk about Christian values, Muslim values, LGBTQ, whatever you want to talk about
Mhm.
it. That's up to you. But it's the hate towards the people speaking their mind which has to be moderated.
Well,
Because
give an example of like what you mean by that, because it almost sounds like you're saying that if someone hates you for some apparent reason and they spam you, maybe they should. I mean, if they spam you in your chat, then I'd see them being blocked. But if you're just saying they hate on you for what you say, then
so the perfect example, right? If I'm talking here, if I'm sat here saying I don't agree with XYZ, and if they come into my chat and say, well, actually, I agree with that. I don't agree with you. I disagree. I have a completely opposite view to you. And
mm,
this is why. And then I'm like, yes, but have you considered this? And they're like, yes, but also have you considered this? And it's a civilized communication. Like, I'm happy for that because I'm very grown up and capable to have a conversation about it. But
yeah,
if someone comes in and starts saying, how the fuck dare you say that? I'm going to come and find your family and kill you because I disagree with you.
mm,
That's what needs to be eradicated. Because
yeah, and,
because at what point do you know we spoke about freedom, and at what point you draw the line between freedom of speech and criminal activity?
mm,
That there becomes a threat, which becomes a criminal activity. So it's freedom of speech to say to someone that you're going to kill them, I'm going to come and kill your family, but actually you've gone into the realm of which has gone beyond human decency.
yeah,
Freedom of speech is very if people are grown-ups and adults, and I know that's a big task for like some people, but if you're grown up and you're able to have a civilized conversation with people, you can talk about anything.
yeah, yeah,
But
pretty much, yeah,
yeah, you generally can. I I don't agree with a lot of, some things which are said on platforms, on streams,
right,
whether it be religious, political, me and my missus have completely opposite political views. And we
right,
talk about it, but we talk about it as grown-ups and adults. End of. Um, and I'm never going to agree with every single creator on Rumble about their political or religious views, for example,
yeah,
or sexuality. I'm never going to agree with anyone. But the thing is, I'm more than capable to A, let and let live, or B, just have a grown-up conversation about it. But as soon as you start seeing the extremism come into the platform,
mm,
like as in you don't agree with me, you're an asshole, and I'm going to come and kill your family,
yeah,
that is what you need to eradicate. And that's where the moderation has to happen, because that is not freedom of speech. That's
right,
you're just being an asshole, which is
yeah.
completely different.
And they've been told that, because I know on the app there is a report button, but the thing of it is that on the web version there is none, and I know they've been told that. So when that will happen, I don't know, but I do know that even with it can be was misused, abused, or whatever. And you're going to have this 50-50 thing where once you put it on the platform, you're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of people to be able to deal with it. And I don't know if their moderation team is big enough.
That's yeah, and to be honest with you, right? I know Rumble are now heavily invested in content creation, streamers and gamers, trying to grow the game inside of Rumble.
Right.
I'm genuinely curious, and I don't know, like I haven't had an opportunity to ask. There hasn't been like a forum where I can ask this. I'm genuinely curious why Rumble haven't done it before now. Why have they waited until 2022, 23 sort of to actually heavily invest?
Well, I would say one reason is because they went public during that time, right? And when they went public, they got an influx of money, which you kind of need to run something like this. So they got like I have some stock in Rumble. A lot of other creators have stock in Rumble. So during that point, I can't remember, it was like 2020 or 21 where they went live, they went public. That's when they got an influx of money, and that's when they would start growing. But the other thing too is having views on the platform, right? Like you say, the stigma of Rumble is the politics, the religious factor, the people who were banned from other platforms, they come here as refuge. Well, that's part of the issue, right? Well, now that they have some of that money, they have more eyes and all this stuff, they are growing, they're trying to implement. And you see Rick and his crew, because it's not just Rick, it's Rick and his crew. They are doing the coding, they're doing all this stuff. They're trying to make sure that, because again, we have raids now, we have the thing where you could put username, you can do all this other stuff. I know some people want gifted subs. That's something they've talked about. The point of the matter is that it's stuff that's going to happen in time. Maybe not everything you want, maybe not all you want, because there are different parts of how coding works, right? I don't know how coding works. I have a very small sliver, of it. But once you understand that it takes a while, right? In coding, you have to create the thing, you have to test the thing, you implement it. And then when you implement it, you have bugs, you have to do the fixes, you have to retest, all this stuff. There is a process to doing all this. I know people are very upset at Rick or whatever when things happen. I get upset when Rumble Studios doesn't act well, but I understand that there is a process that they have to test. They have to fix. They have to do all these things that take time, and that's what's going to be the issue, is time. Rumble is catching up to where YouTube took 16 to 17 years to get where it was. Rumble's trying to do that within 4 to 5 years. They've been going on since 2013, but they didn't have the money and all this stuff to be up here. 4 to 5 years. Rumble's doing all this stuff. Now, obviously, YouTube did all the heavy work with all their tech stuff, and we're borrowing stuff here and there, but Rumble's making it their own. But Rumble's catching up in a degree of 4 to 5 years. And they want whatever YouTube has, right? Because YouTube, in essence, is still king of platforms. Because Twitch and Kick are all stream only. You have Odyssey, you have BitChute and what they do. YouTube takes up 3 spots: live streaming, pre-recorded videos, and shorts. Rumble does 2 out of those 3: pre-recorded and live streams. I post shorts, they get views, so it can work. You just have to build your following. But that's where sooner or later the recommendation engine is going to take its place, and that's what's going to help it. But again, people want whatever YouTube has on Rumble, and they have to remember Rumble needs to do its own thing, right? Rumble has to do its own thing in its own way. But when the stuff gets there, it'll be there. It's just going to be a time factor. And you'll still have content creators, whether they've come from YouTube or wherever, they're still going to complain like, it should have this, it should have that. There are a lot of things that need to take precedence over other stuff. Like, my biggest thing was the creator pay. The creator pay was having issues. They're getting better. They're getting better. I'm not going to trust them completely on it until the stories become rare. But they're getting better. And the thing of it is, right, is they're showing it. They're showing the work. Rick is showing the work.
I have to say, like, genuinely, like, what was it? Like, it was the 12th of March, my first stream on Rumble. And I think I started looking into the platform like beginning of March. It took me about 10 days to start getting my head around things, to how it would all work and everything. And then I went live on the 12th or something.
Right.
But, I have to say, I have not seen as much investment in the UI and the UX that Rumble are doing on any other platform. Like, genuinely, like, Rick is launching a new update on a daily basis, pretty much.
Seems like,
on today's menu, we are launching this, and tomorrow we will have this, this, and this, and then next Friday hang on a minute, whoa, like calm down. Yeah. It's constant. It's constant. Every day it's a new thing, and it's like, fuck, I have to retweet this and promote it. Like, fuck's sake, Rick, come on, like. I'm literally spending my whole afternoon like retweeting all the updates from Rumble on the platform. It's like I've got work to do, but I'm here like retweeting, like promoting the new features and stuff. Like but that's, I have to say, it's one of the main reasons why I thought, I'm gonna give Rumble a go, because of how much they are investing in the platform itself.
Yeah. And all it is going to be take time, because again, people want what's already existing now, but they don't understand that there's a process to getting it there. It's not going to be exact. People, I've heard content creators say they wanted a copy paste of YouTube. That's not Rumble. That's just copying YouTube over. You don't want that. You want Rumble to be its thing. Now, obviously, there have been some tweets from Odyssey about what they're going to do and all this other stuff, but my question to them was like, what about the ISP, right? Because that's the gate guard of the internet, right? I can't be on the internet without an ISP. If you can't take care of that situation, then all your decentralization stuff doesn't mean anything, because I got to connect to the internet for this to happen. What are you going to do about it? And I'm not hearing an answer. I'm just hearing, we're going to decentralize. Great. What about the ISP? That's the answer you still have yet to answer.
I think it's obviously we don't have Odyssey in the UK. No, we don't.
Okay.
It's a pretty much like US thing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I even know much about it. I've read about it. I've heard about it. I'm like, well, whatever. It's not something that's going to ever interest me. I like to gamble on certs rather than gamble on something which has got no
presence.
No,
maybe?
No, not what I'm looking for. It's got no proven track records, and the fact that Rumble's been around since 2013, it's the same, right? I've been in sales for 22 years, and I've never taken a job with a company that was under 5 years old. I've never had a job with a startup. Why? Because I need my bills to be paid,
right?
And I'm not gambling my 40 hours a week that I put into this company to a company that might just crumble and not be a success.
Right.
And now I work for a very big company, like it's a family-run business. Net revenues in the billions. They're based over in India. They do electrical smart meters and stuff like that. I work in energy efficiency, carbon net zero, and carbon footprint reduction. That's my sort of field, but I specialize in the plumbing products in terms of like the heat networks and district heat networks and stuff like that. So I work in that sort of market, like the heating, but also from the social aspects. I work heavily with all of the local governments to help prevent damp and mold in council and social housing, for example. That's my sort of bread and butter job, right? But the company I work for, they're a proven company. So, and I think in streaming, it's the same. People are very quick to jump, a brand new platform. It's going to make me into a millionaire overnight. If your content is shit, you can take it to a new platform. It's just going to be the same shit content on the new platform. and part of me, this is where I still have that self-deprecating side to me. Was I'm not that good a streamer. I am generally not that good a streamer. I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy what I do, and it makes me happy. So that's why I keep on doing it. And part of me is going to Rumble is not going to make me the next fucking ninja or something. It's not gonna happen like that. But actually, I'm investing my time in a platform on which I think there is a definite future for me.
Possible. Yeah, the same thing for me, right? I'm doing both. I'm doing time and money, right? I've more creators on Rumble, more because they get more of a cut and all that stuff from Rumble, so I'd rather do that. But I'm investing more on the financial and time because I see the possibility of its future, right? It's not about being YouTube. It's about being better in its own way than YouTube, right? Because YouTube has Google, which is a bigger problem in its own right.
Yeah.
Google's worldwide. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
But Rumble has a possibility future. Yes, it has growing pains. Again, it's Rumble Cloud, the Rumble video player, the Rumble itself, and Rumble Studios. Those are things, a synergy, right? Apple has its synergy. Rumble is going for its own synergy where it has these things working together. Growing pains, yes, sucks, but that's what it is. However, it's getting there. All it takes is time. People are just in that point of it was an instant gratification because it's the internet, right? Internet, TikTok, all this stuff. We've sort of slowly slipped ourselves into this 60-second sort of thing where we want it now because technology affords that. But you can't always, because there's a lot of stuff going behind the scenes we don't get to see. It's just boom, boom, here's an update, that's it, sort of thing.
Yeah, but ultimately, like, I'm less than 2 months in. Like, I started on the 12th of March, and what I've seen so far, I'm happy with, and which means that I'm gonna, invest some time into it, and fingers crossed it works for me, and because I've got my community on Twitter, I mean on Twitch, I think I'm like 1.4K on Twitch. Nice. I was before I took some time off. I took about 18 months off, and I was streaming like once every 2 months, like for a couple of hours, and nothing serious. But I was hitting 40, 50 viewers on the regular on Twitch, and but the problem with Twitch, as soon as you stop streaming on Twitch, someone else will take that spot because there's so many people. And this is why this time I'm making sure to be as consistent. Not on the time or the day, but actually just physically putting a stream out a certain amount of times a week. I try to stream 4 times a week, irrelevant to what time, so that, I put content out on a regular basis.
Yeah. And same thing with me.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
The same thing with me. I mean, again, my time works around other people because, it's just, it is what it is, right? I have a full-time job, so I can't be like morning or whatever. But shorts is one of those things where I think I have to try to be at least, because I was doing like a short a day just by going, because I use Opus.pro for doing taking the clips and shorts from that. But I was doing like a short a day. And at a certain point, if you're not doing it very often or whatever, it can drop. But for me, it's like, I might have to start picking that up again because I had stopped for a few period or whatever. But I do, again, I'm posting my content to both platforms. I'm not just doing it to one because, again, I'm not paid for exclusivity or whatever. And even then, I'd still try to at least make it like to both platforms because I believe a platform should not be your sole owner of your stuff. If they toss you out, if they delete you, that's on them. But you is your stuff. So what's more important? So, but yeah, it's just my thought process. I try to stay humble about it as much as possible because I don't want to end up like other content creators where they go off these different directions. They start losing themselves in some process or whatever. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, like you said, if you have fun with it, if whatever, it's a lot better than just like nothing.
Yeah, 100%. And I think like the closing thoughts on all of that is essentially like as a streamer, you have lots of responsibilities and everything. To be careful what you say, what you do, but you also got the responsibility yourself to make sure that it doesn't become a chore. If streaming becomes a chore for me, I'm going to stop. I will still game. I've been gaming for years, like 20 plus years. Like I've been playing Call of Duty since 2007. I'm coming up to nearly 20 years of playing Call of Duty and stuff. I'm never gonna stop.
Right.
I'm never gonna stop gaming. But the moment streaming becomes a chore, that's when I'll be like, well, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Why would I want to spend my free time doing something which causes me stress and pisses me off? Why would I do it? I'm not going to. So, you know, the key thing as a streamer is just to enjoy yourself. And you can tell the people who don't enjoy themselves and do it for money.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are on kick because they're chasing the. Sorry, that was a bit of a stab in the dark there. A bit of a side comment, but yeah, a lot of people on kick are just chasing those 5 gifted that everyone promotes on Twitter and stuff, like, and then acts offended when, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that, blah blah blah, and
Thank you, Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
It feels like every day of my life. Yeah, no, understandable. I hope you have a good day at work. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, it's have fun with it. Don't expect much from it. Go in thinking you're gonna be bottom 0 and just have fun with it, because at the end of the day, you'll be more surprised by the lesser of expectation than you will be surprised by the more expectation, right? Like, yes.
My first like hints and tip of anyone who's getting into like live streaming, I would say to them, turn off your viewer count. Because if you fixate on the number of people watching your content, you're just going to be focused on chasing that number.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, I never know how many people are like watching me. I never know. I get told how many people are watching me. Some of my friends watch me, like my actual IRL friends watch me, said, did you realize you had 24 people at one point on that stream? I was like, oh, well, whatever. Yeah, I don't care. Like, when I got raided that time on Twitch and I hit 891 or something, I had no idea. Then all of a sudden my chat starts going fucking mental. I'm like, I saw the raid. I didn't recognize the username at first. Oh, cheers, thanks for the raid, appreciate you, how was your stream, etc. The next one I know, it's like people are spamming emotes like raid, and I'm like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the guy's got like 160,000 followers on Twitch. Shit. Like, he just raided me with like a 1,200 viewer raid. And I'm like, holy crap. And at the time I was playing Tony Hawk Skater. I was just back there. I was high as fuck as well. Not legal in the UK, but at that time I was streaming from outside of the UK. Wink, wink. I wasn't in the UK. Yeah, I was in Holland. Where it's legal. But streaming from the UK server.
Yeah.
Don't ask. My internet was broken. But I was so high, and I was just playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, just like, oh, this is cool. And I had about 10, 15 people watch me. We were just like joking about the good old days when you were a kid. You'd come home and you'd like get the cheat codes to get unlimited balance and unlimited speed and all the highest perks on how to unlock every level and all the tricks and stuff. And we were just chatting about it. Next, the chat's going fucking mental. I'm like, what? And at this point, I start going dizzy because I'm like, am I just tripping out? And like, am I actually just having a bad trip right now? Like, is the what?
Yeah.
And then I realized who'd raided me, and I think they're like 160,000 followers, and I'm like, oh shit, man! Like, didn't love it, and I'm trying to keep up with chat, and I'm just like, guys, I can't read all this. If you're asking me or trying to say something, just copy and paste it 6 times, and I might see it. And I streamed for another hour after that, and we still had about 600. I held about the 600 mark, so I did all right. Nice. I was probably making them laugh. They're probably just taking the piss out of me. And I raided out to someone else, and that other person had 1 viewer. So I purposely streamed I raided a person who had 1 viewer purposely, because I always liked to raid people who didn't have any viewers. If I had like 40 people, I'd raid someone who had like 2. Just because nice, it's a good feeling. And anyway, so I'm like, I raided and stuff like that. And then after that, I put a tweet out saying, oh my God, can't believe X just like raided me. I'm high as fuck. Didn't realize. It took me 10 minutes to realize, and they've got like 2 million followers on their Twitter and stuff. And then within 10 seconds, they've replied and said, oh my God, it was so funny. Like, your face, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's insane. And that person is still to date one of the most humble streamers in the streaming world on Twitch, and I sub to them. I've been sub to them for like 4 years now, right? And it's £4 a month. It's nothing. It's the price of a coffee, so
Yeah.
I tell you, I do need to sub to more people on Rumble. I think I
Yeah.
need to start subbing to more people on Rumble because I think we need to grow the subs on Rumble.
Yeah, the membership stuff definitely is something that I know they said they're bringing more stuff to membership stuff because they don't really have anything other than emotes. So later this year there might be more, but right now it's just like their memberships is kind of pointless in a sense. So, but when they do add more stuff to it, like hopefully maybe member only streams or whatever, it will make having a monthly membership more prominent than say you're just having a highlighted bar or whatever. It really there's not really much
Yeah,
point to it.
I think a lot of people who actually sub to streamers, it's more to the fact that it actually supports the streamer.
Yeah, yeah.
I think nowadays, long gone are the days where people would sub because they enjoy that content. Because there's so, I have to say this carefully because it's not because it's bad content.
Mhm.
It's because there is so many choices of content. So
Mhm.
people aren't people aren't subbing to my channel for my Fortnite gameplay
Right.
because they can go to Rumble, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. I was about to say LiveSpace, RIP, they don't exist anymore. But
Yeah.
any streaming platform and put Fortnite and get 150 streamers.
Yeah.
They're not subbing to me for my gameplay. They're subbing to me for me to support me.
Yeah.
Back in the days, you would sub because, oh my god, that guy is amazing at Fortnite, or that dude is absolutely cracked at Warzone.
Yeah.
Whereas now, there's so many crack people at Warzone streaming.
Yeah.
So who do you pick? And this is why people actually support people, and this is why like in sales, people buy from people.
Mhm.
People don't buy a product; they buy
A
from the
person.
people.
Yeah.
Person.
But
And
the personality. Yeah.
and that's why I try to, I mean, I'm new on Rumble, obviously I'm starting out, and I know full well it's a year, 2 years, it's a process, it all
That
takes
is.
its time, and I'm enjoying the ride so far.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm already on 69 followers in in like less than 2 months. That's
Yeah.
insane. That's massive. If you
Yeah, it
think about
is.
how many people, so to me, it shows me that I'm doing something right. That
Yeah.
I'm doing in my way of networking and everything. I know I'm doing it right.
Mhm.
There's always room for improvement, and I think the next steps now is start growing differently, and I need to bring more to the table. And I've got my plans. I've got my business. I've got like other plans in the pipework,
Mhm.
and it's what keeps me awake till 4 o'clock in the morning every day, doing
Nice.
business stuff, designing new designs for the hoodies and the t-shirts and all the merch and stuff, and like today doing commission reports for all the partners of the brand and stuff like that. Like I think
Nice.
I fell asleep at my desk at one point from about 6:30 till 7:30. I must have fallen asleep because I woke up and thought, oh my god, what, 7:30? Like, yeah. No, it's been a long day. So,
Yeah.
you know,
All right. Well, topping that though, ending on that note, that's pretty awesome. But so again, it's the top of the hour. I think we'll end it after this point because it's the weekend and I know I want to do something. I want to go and do something, and of course you want to go. You've got other stuff you want to get to. So, but no, Frenchy, thank you for being on here. You, like I've said to everyone else I've had on here, you are always welcome back because there's always more to
appreciate
discuss.
it, man.
Obviously, oh, you're welcome.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So, like the last hour, go ahead, promote yourself. I'll do myself, and we'll end out up from there.
Look, basically, if you want to come and follow the channel, Frenchy4185 on every single platform, whether it's Twitter, Rumble, Kick, Twitch. But don't go and follow on Kick and Twitch. Just come to Rumble. Like, follow Rumble, maybe Twitter, where I shitpost and, promote when I'm going to be on Rumble.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Frenchy4185 on Rumble. Come and check it out. Let's get to the 100 mark.
Nice.
My absolute dream would be to get to 100 followers by the end of May. Generally,
Hey, it's what is it? You got like 4 weeks left. Yeah, 4 weeks left. It's possible. It is possible.
absolutely.
All right. and I believe it too. All right, guys. I streamed both YouTube and Rumble at Daramuth. I have a fan account at Veramuth on Twitter X. I have a Discord, but I just use it for DMing, so it's at Daramuth. And then, of course, I have my email. You see it down in the line below, and in the description below. Sorry, but yeah, I do this thing where I have one conversations with just about anyone about anything because I just didn't see a lot of content creators doing that. They spoke on one topic, which is fine. They spoke on 24/7 news, that's whatever. But for me, it's like they kind of limit themselves. And the whole world is big enough that they tell me that there's so many people out there, I can start doing it. Well, out of a period of time where I was guest working, if I'll do it, I did it. So if you want to go, either leave a comment in either YouTube or Rumble, or go to those three places I said and hit me up. Let's get started, because I tell you what, I've had creators, I've had non-creators. Some have been shown their face, some haven't. Some don't know how to speak well, or they're anxiety ridden, and I know how to carry it, so don't worry about that. Let's just have a conversation about whatever. It's that easy. I'm simpler than apple pie, guys. I'm simpler than apple pie. So, but before also that, as well as that, if you wouldn't mind, I know this is the most annoying part, even for me, of other content creators saying, like, follow, subscribe. You hear that all the time on YouTube, right? Like, follow, subscribe. Yeah, whatever helps. The only reason I'll do that sort of thing is because if I want to have more different people, whether they're creators or non-creators, I have to be seen, right? Like, I have to be seen by more and more people to have more and more people on. It's a tough gig, but I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like the need is not being met of just talking to people about whatever. That's what I'm going to do. So, if you would like to leave a comment or a like or a follow, whatever one, all three are one, it helps. It helps me be seen. It helps people see me and say, I'd like to be on that show. And they hit me up and they could be on at some point. But I have to be seen. I have to be out there. And I know it sucks. I know you don't like hearing someone say it. But for me, in order to do what I'm doing, I got to be seen. And your help is more appreciated than you know, because you'll help me get seen. You'll help me get out there and have more people on that you'll get to see. I've had people recommended to me by the people I've had on. So it just networks from there. So anything helps, and I appreciate it all, because Lord knows I probably wouldn't get where I am with, and I know I look at about how many people I have, but I don't mention it because the point matter is that it's a conversation, not all the other stuff. That's just a bonus to this, me and you, or another person, or whatever. This is the true focus. Everything else is a bonus, and I'm always surprised by that bonus. So regardless, you guys help me become more and more, and I'll never forget that. So thank you very much. Thank you, Frenchy, for coming on. You have been
Hey, pleasure,
an,
man.
an
Pleasure.
awesome stuff, and I'll get your stuff down below as well when I get off this. So there's nothing to be tomorrow. It's gonna be Cinco de Mayo here in America, so drink responsibly. But other than that, guys, I'll have something on Monday, but you'll see the schedule I'll put up tomorrow. So pay attention, be informed, and all that stuff. So anyway, guys, all right, what's the one? All right, so I usually play out with so the intro and outro are done by the same artist. His name is Pogo, who's Australian, and his stuff is on YouTube. You just go look Pogo on YouTube. His stuff, he doesn't copyright people for playing his stuff, as long as it's not malicious, right? As long as it's not malicious, he doesn't copyright people. So I use this stuff to play. I enjoy his stuff, so why not? So this one that we play out with is called One Day With You by Pogo. Until then, guys, take care. See ya.